Good Thursday afternoon, everyone. I've been thrifting again and wanted to come on and share with you guys what I found. And I haven't got the thumbnail set yet, but there will be an auction next Thursday at that normal time. I think I'm going to take a picture of some of my goodies that I have, and that will be the thumbnail for that event. And that is next Thursday. Oh my goodness, January's almost gone. So it will be January the 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So before you come in the chat, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video. Of course, I always kind of use my own lingo when it comes to certain things, and I decided to start out with this one with the title of Shaking the Bushes. And if you're a reseller, that's what you have to do, is to shake those bushes. You never know where an opportunity may come around, and you might really find, hey, Crafting with Love, welcome in. You never know what you might find out there, and there'll probably be some discounted items on that Thursday, but I have plenty of new items that I possibly have stored and never really, it's here. So, hey, Lindsay Ann, welcome in, sweetheart. So, I'm really moved a lot of glass on that last auction. So, there are still things that need to go. And hey, you never know. Somebody may get a good deal that night, but you'll never know if you don't come in. And I haven't got the thumbnail set for it because I'm going to set up some of my goodies and do one so that. Hey, Laura. Hey, Alfonso. Welcome in. Hope you're having a blessed day. Do you have any model trains? No, Alfonso, I've not seen any. I have a friend of mine who is looking for the small N scale trains. Let me write that down. Because you never know. I mean, I've come across things that I'm like, wow. So it's the model train. That is something that through all the thrifting, which I have only a one source, the N scale. I have never seen a train there. N scale. I think a lot of people that do collect trains kind of hang on to them sometimes, but you never know. It gives me an idea on what people are looking for, and but yeah, it's rather nice today. Our driveway is still a sheet of ice. So I think sometime within the next week, and I was looking, how fast has January gone, guys? Here we are on the 24th, and next Friday is the 31st, and then boom, January. I mostly do G scale and O scale since they're easier on my eyes. G and O. So yeah, when opportunity knocks, you definitely want to be there. So I thrift often. Like I said, there's going to be some sale items, and man, that last one about killed me. I'm like, oh my God, you never really understand after, while you're selling it, it's all good. And then after the real work begins, you're like, did I sell all this stuff? I guess so. So it does take a special preparation for that. And I always try to do my utmost best on it. And As far the lady that I mentioned the other night, Linda, I have not heard anything about. More than likely, I went by her house and no one was there, and I started to go by her son's house because he just lives right on the other road, and that car was gone. So I imagine it was supposed to be an outpatient, but I imagine they kept her because anytime you have someone that takes a blood thinner, it's always really you got to monitor that because a person that's had cancer 3 times and all that stuff, you just can't do something and push them out the door. So you know I haven't heard anything, and I hope everything went well. I do think that she needed to be in the hospital after that because she takes a lot of medicine. And one particular medicine is cancer medicine that she'll have to take all of her life. And thank God for insurance because I tell you, medicine is high. Excuse me. So I was thinking about her all day, and I hope that she's okay. But it always makes you a little Yancey about when someone goes in and a procedure is done because you just never know. So I'm hoping that all is well. I'm sure that I'll find out pretty soon. But, I kind of waited to call her today in case she did come home. I didn't want to disturb her rest. So I imagine she's in the hospital, which is probably the best place she could really be given. And I got to thinking, oh my gosh, she takes a blood thinner. What if, what if, in the case of that, you really got to be careful, when you take, they used to have a blood thinner called Orienzyme, and they took it off the market because it had side effects as long as your arm. Now they give Coumadin. That is the number one blood thinner that they do give that that keeps those clots down and keeps everything flowing. So without further ado, thank you guys for being here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. So the first one is really amazing. Get it out of here. They put this in a bag by itself because this, guys, I looked this up. I normally look up this is beautiful. You can tell it's old. And I will tell you what it is. I'll show it to you first. Isn't that gorgeous? And I do know, hey, Black Widow, welcome in. I do know it's Turkish glass. When I seen this, a lot of times this is associated with goober glass. Hey, Shell Bell. I thought, well, I'm just going to take a picture of it and I'm going to see. And to my wondering eye, did I spy that this is from Turkey? Isn't that gorgeous? But let me look. I usually take shots of this, and it's a bowl. And thank you, Laura, for dropping those channels. I do appreciate that. So naturally, got out, and I know that I made it sound like I escaped a cage, but no, that's not what I meant. But naturally, I'm going to go there. Why not? That is so beautiful, so gorgeous. So I will tell you exactly. It is in mint condition. It's beautiful, and it is from Turkey. So I'll tell you what I discovered on this. So I will give you the lowdown. It is that big. And it is beautiful, and I missed it the first time. That's why thank you, Lord, it always behooves you to go back and take that second look. because you never know what you might have missed. So, what we have here is, oh my goodness, and it's expensive too. They ain't giving this one away, that's for sure. It is a um, Turkish glass round bowl dinner with green, gold, red Oriental lace. So it is definitely vintage. Looks like there is an eye, the all-seeing eye. You have a feeling like somebody's watching you. Could be. But isn't that beautiful? It's the first time I ever got so lucky, and there's not one thing wrong with it. And here's the intricate edges on that. Isn't that beautiful? And there's the eye backwards right there. Beautiful piece. And sometimes I used to do, I know this sounds silly, but goober glass, where they would paint something on the outside, but no, this is not that. And I thought, well, I'm just going to take a shot of it just to see if that what it is. And to my delight, it turned out to be something pretty special. So, and that will be up for grabs. Isn't that beautiful? And you're thinking, how does she find all this stuff? Sometimes when you, like I said, you have to shake the bushes, leave no stone unturned, because, as many of you know, this thrifting and selling is a continuous cycle. You got to have, you want to make sure that you have fresh items. So, this one is beautiful as well. It's vintage. I'm glad they give me so much paper because I can use that. And this one is really pretty. I think it's vintage. I don't think it has a name to it, but it is really beautiful. So I don't know if you would put, I think possibly cupcakes would be beautiful on that. Just looky there. The flowers, and then there's that. And I guess it's to be carried this way or handled that way. But that is etched in there. There's your bottom. And all it really said on this, it looks like that it's vintage. It didn't say it was part of any kind of a name. Okay, let's go back and do it again. But it is beautiful. It has that beautiful handle on it. I hope glass does come back when I know it is. So it is a vintage clear etched clear glass center handle sandwich tidbit tray with etched flowers. Isn't that beautiful? That's when you're entertaining big time. It's probably for hors d'oeuvres or something like that. I don't think I've ever had an hors d'oeuvre, and I guess I'm not in the right, but it is beautiful. I guess you could really do anything you wanted to with it. I think it would be beautiful display and put cupcakes on it and have it sitting in the middle of a table. But it is beautiful, and it is etched. It's in really good condition, beautiful condition. So I had to have that. So there's that. We'll put it in this box over here. Next up, we have a box that has a few more items in it. And these are from the 70s. I know that for a fact. And some of you may recognize these. There we have our little boy in between the tree there. And these are definitely from the 70s. And I do have the coordinating little girl. These are porcelain. So I expect that's a little apple tree there. Not marked anything on the bottom. There may have been a sticker on them back in the day, but as far as I can see, they are not marked. And I have the matching little girl. Always, I like to buy things by twos. That's not the right one, but I'll get that out anyway. There's that. There we go. But I do think glass is making a very big comeback. And here we have a little girl that matches. What in the world does that say? And they are a set. And you can tell they're porcelain bisque. You can tell by the feel of them. But naturally, you got to clean them off. So and here she is, which coordinates with him, and his hat is like that naturally. That's not a chip. So there you have both the boy and girl there, and she's got a basket of apples there, and her little scarf on, and that is a matching pair from the 70s. They compared it to they called it here, let me go back and hey Romel, welcome in. So let's move it on. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I did find out, guys. Remember this that bracelet right there that I showed you that was Coro? That is lucite right there. That is a Coro lucite vintage bracelet. And that's lucite right there. I knew if I dwelled a little bit deeper, I'd figure it out. But that is lucite. Let's see, where'd it go? Here we go. And a lot of you may recognize maybe your mother or grandmother having something like this. So let's get it up in the picture. So that's saying something different. We're seeing a vintage Napco, and I don't see very many of them together. Vintage Napco, two vintage figurines. Let's see here. It's hard to get these pieces like this without something being broken off, but it's all there. Two vintage figurines, girl and boy sitting in a tree, and they're 6 inches tall. Let's see, porcelain. Let's see if it gives us anything else. No, I don't see anything else, but they are porcelain. And usually, when you ever go into these places where it's a flower and it's porcelain and the edge is broken off or a piece of it's broke off. Not in this case. This is in mint, even right down to the beak of the goose. That never happens. So somebody, and here's the back of it. Somebody really took good care of these. But I do know they're from the 70s. So look at his sweet little face. He's got the sweetest little face. All of them in mint condition. So I do know a lot of people. Hey, Jeffrey, welcome in. I know a lot of people collect this kind of stuff. So moving on. So let's go ahead. Here we have. Good to see you, Jeffrey. I hope you're doing well. Here, this is old as well. It is a pear, but it holds like jelly or jam. So if you have an old vintage spoon, it's got that opening right there that you can, but I'll give you more details, but it is vintage and it is pear shaped, and you can tell they don't make them like this anymore. There's your bottom right there. And I'll tell you what it is. So let's move along. Move along. Not that one, not that one. Let's go back because I think I got that in the beginning. Well, I guess not. So this one, there we go. Let's see. You got a lot of things on your mind, Jeffrey? Well, I hope it gets better for you. Sometimes when you got a lot of things on your mind, you can't sleep. All right, I'm getting two different. Let's see here. This is a Vitra lead crystal hand cut glass jar crafted in a pear shape. And it says exquisite on there. But yeah, it's what it is it's back in the day, they just put their jam or jelly in that. Then they use their own spoon. There's an opening where that spoon goes right there. And it is a pear. It's in wonderful vintage condition. I'll move it in a little bit where you can see it a little bit better. Yes, it is a pear, and I thought it was different, and I said, why not? I said yes to that for sure. So next up, I have a couple of these. These, from what I understood, these are sandwich trays. All right, where's the other one at? I know they packed it. Hang on just a second. So, because I got two of these. Where is my tray? There's the cup that goes in there. Ah, we found it. So what we have here, and I got two of them. I thought they were I could tell that there was some age behind them. So here we have it. I think these are, let me look this up first, but here's the tray. See the ends of it there. And then you have your little teacup that goes right like that. And I'll tell you what it is. I've got two of them. They just happen to have two. So let me go into the gallery. Right there it is. So I've got some of these. It's a Hazel Atlas. Oh my, we do have an old one. And here's the information. Okay, is identified as vintage hazel atlas informal teardrop snack and for serving snacks and beverages, and it typically includes a glass plate with a designated spot for a matching cup. And right there, that is. But that's what it is. It says the dimensions are, let me go back to that. The dimensions are 11 inches in length and 6 1/4 inches in width. These these sets were commonly sold in sets of 4 or 6, including matching cups and plates. The era, popular during the mid century modern MCM era, specifically in the 1950s. So, anyway, it is Hazel Atlas, and I had some Hazel Atlas, I believe. It may have sold, but yeah, they're very beautiful. And it says that Hazel Atlas informal teardrop snack set dating back to the 1940s. So there you have it. That little teardrop and the little fancy handle and your cup fits right in there. Matching set, and I have 2 of them. And there you have it. I think these would be really neat with if you had that old vintage teapot. You could set it on that, and then you could even add the. My next auction is January the 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and put your teapot right there. And even if you wanted to switch out the cup, you could. And wouldn't that be a beautiful presentation to show off that vintage teapot? I planned on getting for my thumbnail to take a picture with a lot of glass fixed up and then use that as the thumbnail, but there will be some sale items as well. So you don't want to miss it, because you never know when I may do something totally off the wall. But yeah, that's beautiful. It's got that, it just has that air of sophistication. And as you notice, there are teardrops right there that match that. Just a beautiful blast from the past, like the 1940s. Let me wrap these up. So, wait a minute, there's one more thing. You know, we're always fascinated by beads, right? So I got me this little bit of, and I know they're vintage. I got me a little bag of beads. So let's open this up just for old time's sake and see what's in here. I've seen several older beads. All right, where's my tray at? Well, I'm sure I got something somewhere now. So, here we'll just do it this way. Drop the camera. So here we have these beads. And you never know when there might be something really good. And I know there's some old ones in there, I can tell. So we're going to pop this baby and see if my instincts were correct. I do know a lot of people like Romel. He likes to make, he's made some really stunning necklaces. So, this is called Trendy Beads, 2 strands. Looks like mother of pearl to me. Talk about your small print. Let's go up under here and see what we have. Let's put a little light on the subject. Okay, they're shell and they're beads. 2 strands, 8 inches, beads, trendy, never heard of them. But hang on, something just fell here. But they are pretty, and I guess the whatever they was on was so incredibly old. And there you have it, those mother of pearl looking type shells here for your jewelry making fascination. There we go. Look at that. Aren't those pretty? That would make a nice. So next up we have these, and these are from Natural Shell Bead Strand, is what they're called. From Ben Franklin. Lord, Ben Franklin around here has been closed forever. So look at these guys. They're shells right there. I think those would be pretty matched with possibly something else. Wouldn't it be really neat? And I'll move it in so you can see the color. Isn't that amazing? I was so hoping. These are interesting, and these are beads as well. And look at the gold in that, the gold shimmer in that, and they appear to be faceted. And I bet these are older. There's that one. It looks like we have a few going on here anyway. And these are really neat, and they're heavy. They're glass, as you can hear. I'm trying to get that sparkle to come out, but it does have that sparkle in it. See that sparkle? So I do have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now these, hey Lucy, sweetheart, welcome in. Now these you wouldn't, the Fate of Heart could not use, and these are glass guys, could not use something that large, and they are faceted as well. I thought, why not? I like a mystery, don't y'all? And that one is glass as well. You never know, you might find something good. I think these are little beads, and they're older because there's paper in them. See the little dots on those? And that paper is a dead giveaway. They are older. Good to see you, Lucy. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. And all these are glass. I think I picked the right one. What do you think? Let's see. And naturally, I like the older. And here's a very unusual bead right here. And that's a bead. Whoops. And it's like we're drilled. There's that. A drilled one. But these are all glass. They had a few bags there, and I thought, and here's another one. Now, these would be beautiful made in jewelry, but you would really have to set your plan for this because these are rather large and in charge. You see that shimmer in there? I'll move it in right there. They have shimmer, and they're all glass. Boy, did I. And all of them are old, I can tell. We also have, what in the world? That's a, and here's another one of these. These would be pretty, but like I said, you would really have to know what you want to do with them. There are plenty of them. They are really pretty. They are glass. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But yeah, they're all glass, every last one of them. So let me pull these out, and I will show you in here. Man, this would make a fantastic necklace. Come on out of there now. Let's see. I just kind of winged it. I just kind of picked this one, and I must have had some kind of instinct about it. Oh, guys, look at that. There's one right there. As you can see, it does have that paper in there. It is pre-drilled, ready for jewelry. Let's see if we have another one. Here's an odd shape here. There's that one there. So we just have a complete menagerie of glass beads. I need to start making jewelry, because I have so many beads, you wouldn't believe it. And here's another different one. So I just imagine someone sorted through a big box of these. Let's see. Here's one here that's really pretty. You guys, looking at these and these beads, look at that. You could, from the color of those to that, you could make one heck of a necklace. Of course, you'd have to be careful because glass is heavy. But no, there are many glass beads in here. There's some tubular glass beads like that one right there. Probably extremely older. Here's one that has like where they've poured the and made that kind of like they heated the glass and then just kind of intricately swirled it on there. But they're all old. But I'm thinking, from what I have here, I'm going to craft something. So, yeah, right. She's got all those beads. And really, guys, these would be nice, a nice accompaniment to that if you did it the right way. I didn't say I was necklace maker extraordinaire because I'm the first to tell you I'm not. But if I would apply myself, I might be, huh? But the colors in here, it's really weird. It's like they're all in browns and caramels and kind of cream colored. But yeah, I foresee a necklace once I figure it out. I tell you, someone that makes beautiful jewelry and sunglasses is what is it? Bruce and Dennis. That Dennis makes some of the most spectacular sunglasses you've ever seen, and he makes jewelry as well. This makes me want to start trying to make something. Now, if I had Romel here, he knows how to do them necklaces. He could be my guide. Of course, I'd probably have to tie him out in the backyard till my husband got used to him. No, I'm kidding. But Romel is really talented. He really is. But I tell you, you wouldn't want to use many of these, and you'd have to really plan out your weight, or you'd be. But even the shell alongside with it is not a bad. Of course, are these drilled? Where's the hole? Well, I don't see any hole. Okay, I do. I see it. It's through these. So maybe I'll challenge myself to make a necklace. Who knows? Stay tuned. Will she do it or not? You say she's in one thing and then the other, but I think that shell is beautiful. Just gorgeous. And look at the back of it. So, Romel, get in a box and ship yourself from the Philippines over here so you can help me with this. He's probably dying laughing. Might do that, guys. These are grouped in a way that they would go well together. That was a sign. But like I said, that wasn't a tremendous haul, but yet it's a little sprinkling, as they say, of what's coming. But I do have other items as well. This will be discounted. That right there, that will go down to, I can't, this will go down to $18. No cheaper. Can't go any lower, but that will be discounted as well. It is a larger vase. It is that big. And I know they sell for a pretty penny, but I don't need it. Why should I keep something I don't need? Oh my goodness, look what I found. The history from Pearl Harbor into Tokyo, the story as told by war correspondents on the air. Now that's an old one right there. That is an old one. Of course, we probably wouldn't even thought of when this took place, but let me see what year that's from. Boy, the page, it's yellowed with time. Let's see. This is an old one, but if you know someone that's into this kind of stuff, they would probably love that. But look at the pages, how yellow they are because it's so old, and there's a picture right there of someone. CBS. Does anybody remember CBS? I'm trying to find when this book was published, but I thought I would do this haul and come on here. I'm still kind of nervous about that friend of mine. She's like my mother, and I'm really worried about. I know she's probably in the hospital. I haven't heard anything, but it's sometimes you just have to let go and let God to know that He has everything in control. But it's hard, when, like I said, she takes blood thinners, and that I didn't think about that till, this afternoon. I'm like, oh my God, what if, what if? Sometimes we just have to, trust that God is in control of everything and stop worrying about, things. But I did my detective work, and I know she's not at home and her son's not at home. But I'm not beyond getting in the car and going. Imagine they're at the hospital. I may call that hospital and see what room she's in. Because, you can't help but worry. That was, even though it was a less invasive surgery, still it's surgery. So maybe I should stop worrying so much. But you know how we get close to people, and guys, I'm not around a lot of people. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody, but I choose my friends wisely. I just I've always been that way. But hey, Tracy, welcome in, sweetheart. We got some bead. This may be the bead challenge. We got all these glass beads, and for some reason they seem to coordinate very well together, and they're all glass. Look at that one. Isn't that beautiful? So the question is, will she or will she not make a necklace? I might, y'all. I might get in what do you call that? That jewelry making mode. But thank you guys for your prayers and everything, and so good to see you. And continue to pray, because I don't know the particulars of what's going on. All I know that, with her medical history, it could get scary. So just keep her in your prayers. And it's pretty, and when someone goes in surgery like that, and you're thinking, oh my God, she's got this, she's takes blood thinners, and you just worry, especially after something was done wrong to them, and it makes you worry. And I hope that God himself, which I'm sure he was in that room when she went into surgery. Because I tell you, with all of her multiple health problems, it can be scary. And I just hope that everything went okay. And if she's in the hospital, she's definitely in the right place, because that way they can monitor her heart and make sure she's okay before they let her go. I would rather see that happen than I would. They was going to do that outpatient. Dang. I guess they discovered that you just don't do something like that to somebody and push them out the door. It don't work that way. I'm pretty sure she's in the hospital. I may get, I may dial up that hospital and see if I know she's in there. But you know how curious we get, and we get concerned about people, and we want to know everything right now. And sometimes you have to wait. You know, I used to have an old school teacher. He was a math teacher, and he was real short, and his name was Mr. Rogers. And he was a math teacher, and he would ask you a question. You would like, wait. And he said, wait's what broke the wagon down. But yeah, he was a little bitty short guy, but boy, he was loud. And he had this thing about his pen. He'd stand by his desk and rearrange his pen about 1,000 times, and everybody else would be snickering, but we didn't snicker too loud because he'd send you to the office really quick. So, but that's the haul, you guys. I thought I'd come on and show it to you. I might go downstairs and start um, maybe trying to make a necklace. Who knows? I may have hidden talent, but then again, I may not. So tune in. So I think I do have a thing where you can lay your necklace out and plan it. So I don't think I have any necklace wire. And you wouldn't want to do this on stretch. Not only would it look horrible, I don't think it would hold the vastness of the weight of these. These are so pretty. If you see them in person with all that glitter and stuff, it's so pretty. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for dropping in. There will be an auction on the 30th, next Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And not too long after that, I'll be having another birthday. So I can't say I'm 29 because that's pushing it. So they're like, listen to her. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for being here. Don't forget the thumbs up, share the video. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you at that next auction. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good rest of your afternoon. Love you guys. Take care. And don't take any wooden nickels. That's what my dad used to say. Don't take any wooden nickels. So I'll catch you guys on the flip. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.